So everyone, I can only apologise for this video because this is the only little lighting. I'm in a hotel right now, I'm in Inverness. It's a bit of a long story, but this is the only place I can really record this video. Anyway, yeah, please like and subscribe. We're getting very close to 600 subscribers, so please like and subscribe. And today we'll do another autism video about autism signs, 5 autism signs in young people, typically under the age of 5. So let's get into it. So number 1 is random anger outbursts or random tantrums. This is very, very common, where everything seems completely fine, but then your autistic child, daughter, or whatever child starts randomly having a meltdown or randomly getting angry. That's definitely a sign of autism or ADHD or something along the neurodivergent spectrum, and something to look out for. Number 2 is hating loud noise or sensory overload. Not even loud noise, when they don't like big, where you're in a big public place or in a cinema. You can get loud in cinemas, and they again start throwing tantrums, start getting angry. And then very typical sign of autism or ADHD or anything along the neurodivergent spectrum. And yes, something to look out for in young people. The third thing is specific patterns. This is on the entire 5 list. Number 3, specific patterns is definitely the biggest one. When they specifically do things either again or certainly lining things up, could be lining up their toys specifically, or doing things at a certain time of day specifically, or eating their food in very specific patterns and orders. Happens in pretty much all autistic, ADHD or neurodivergent people, and it's definitely something to look out for when you're looking at signs of autism. Number 4, off the back of that one, is set routines. They have a certain routine, they do it every day, or at least most days, and if that routine changes, they get angry or throw a meltdown. Again, it's a massive sign of autism, ADHD, or anything wrong with the neurodivergent spectrum. It's definitely something to look out for. You'll definitely notice that at probably the youngest age of something like 2 or 3. Once they quite frankly be able to walk, if a person with autism has a certain routine, they will keep on repulsively doing it, and it's quite hard to break that cycle. So it's definitely something to look out for. Number 5, finally on the list, is, what was it? I wrote them all down. Yes, there we go. Trouble socialising with other people. Another pretty big one, they don't like socialising, they can't really talk to people, they get extremely nervous, or even start crying or hurting themselves or hurting other people when they really don't like it. Socialising is a massive factor of autism, ADHD or neurodivergent people. They simply can't do it as well as other people. They will withdraw themselves, and they just will not cooperate in the situation at all. And it needs to be looked out for, because it could be connected to number 2, which was sensory overload. It could be connected to the 2, socially and sensory overload are definitely connected, but it's definitely something you need to mention. If you find them struggling with social situations, probably just first make sure they're only people in their family, so their brothers, sisters, mum and dads, or aunts and uncles or grandparents, so they know at least somewhat who they are. And then slowly as they age or start going to school, make sure they're only with a specific group of friends or people or peers, so they're just cooperating with them, because they cannot just deal with loads of people. Many autistic people do. My brother, of course, with autism, you know him, he's very good at socialising with other people, so it can depend, but typically it's not, and it's pretty hard for them. A little bonus tip one, if you really want one, would probably be self-injurious behaviour, or simply very specific ways of unleashing anger or meltdown. So self-injurious behaviour, I've already made a video about that, haven't I, about self-injurious behaviour. Self-injurious behaviour is not self-harm. In a brief summary, self-harm is when the person typically, what that we call neurotypical, where they specifically want to harm themselves. Self-injurious behaviour is when a person with autism, ADHD, or any other neurodivergent behaviour can't control it, and they end up hurting themselves without even realising. That's the difference between self-harm and self-injurious behaviour. Anyway, there'd be self-injurious behaviours that could be typically biting off the hand, punching off the head, punching anywhere else in the body, eye poking or pinching themselves, or violent head shaking, or slamming head on walls and other surfaces. This is definitely connected to sensory overload. It's simply a way of them releasing their pain, their body, their mind just goes onto autopilot. And that's, if something like that happens, that can be quite scary, especially if they're like an adult and they can't do it. But then again, this video is just talking about typically people under the age of 5, so if they're less than the age of 5, you probably can control the situation. So there you go, guys, there are some autism signs. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not worry, next video I will not be in the bathroom. The bathroom's just the best, it's got good lighting to be fair. But yeah, I will never be recording a video in the bathroom again. It's echoey and I don't like it. Yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.